St. Lucia, two teams that would know each other quite well, Gav.
Yeah, no, these guys play against each other on a regular basis. If not at this tournament, a few of the Defence Force players may play on at least on the 15s team. Not many of them playing on the 7s team for Trinidad and Tobago. But yeah, they've crossed paths many times, I'm sure.
And ball up there for St. Lucia. St. Lucia on the move. Put the ball in the middle of the field. An on-rushing defender is going to take him down. That was Kendall Malchan from Arima in Trinidad and Tobago. And a big break here from St. Lucia. That's a Jean-Maël Philippe from Castries district. He plays for the Rogues, and he hands off a couple of times, and now he's across the 22. Does he have the gas? He does not, but he's got support. Oh, and that support is going to make it happen as Gizy Francois from Barbados plays for the Stingers Club, touches down our first 5 points here.
Great work from Jermaine Phillips. He's done. He's come on leaps and bounds. I haven't seen him in maybe about a year, maybe since this last tournament last year. And he's put on a fair amount of weight. He looks like he's been in the gym lifting small cows or something. So he's gotten big quick because he was a little skinny teenager last time I saw him.
Might be lifting large cows. As we're at 5-0, kick to come here from St. Lucia. Looking for a good start to this game. And kick is no good, just hangs up in front there. 5-0 early in this game to St. Lucia.
That wind has been consistent the last couple of days, and he's even got even quicker, stronger today. There's a nice little pop-up off the floor after a long, mazy run from Phillips.
Back here, it'll be a St. Lucia kickoff. And tries to take the kick himself, but it doesn't go 10, and we're going to have a free kick here for Trinidad. Player was not back 10, and they are at the 40-meter line. The power game coming. He's got a runner out wide. He was looking at him, but he may not need him for the Defense Force there. T&T Defense Force, big slam tackle, but ball was knocked forward first. Well, the scrum here for St. Lucia.
I think the WWE expression is superplex.
Yes, something.
Not that I know what's
their headquarters are quite close to my house, actually.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous. I'm sure that that would be mentioned by the referee.
WWE legend John Layfield, JBL in the clothesline from hell. Big rugby fan. Got to do a rugby game with him one time.
He's in Bermuda now.
Yes. One of the larger human beings you'll ever meet in your entire life, and a wonderful man as well. Bermuda-based, doing some youth rugby around the world as a development tool for children in distressed areas. Great work that he does. We have a not rolling away penalty against Trinidad and Tobago. It'll be a St. Lucia penalty here.
And I'd have to say he's probably the best after-dinner speaker I've ever come across. Multi-talented gent.
He is.
This is going to be a very physical game. Both teams here, I would probably say the two heaviest teams in this stadium this weekend.
Yeah, they are big boys here. St. Lucia, ball tapped away. We're going to come back for the knock-on against. That was not an intentional. Thought we might see that there. It'll be a St. Lucia scrum here just inside the 22. St. Lucia, nice shot of the scrum coming in here with a beautiful Rugby Barbados World Sevens flag. Artistic boys on the cameras there. Good work. As the ball goes wide and a break and a tackle and some sheer gas from Vitus J.M. Pierre. And he is headed towards the line. There is no one that is going to stop him. Despite the best efforts of one of the T&T players, St. Lucia excited down there, celebrating 10-0 over the Defense Force. And this kick, we'll see him probably put a little more leg on this since it got hung up in the air last time.
Yeah, that's we're seeing a few of these kicks, and if you don't get behind it, if you don't kick through the middle of it, it just sits up in the sky and floats back towards you. It's becoming quite strong.
Kick is good. We are at 12, and here's a look.
Yeah, plenty of pace and nobody interested in chasing him down. It was just the one Trinidad and Tobago player kept going just in case. The old never give up mentality, love it. As they get back underway, St. Lucia kicking off very quickly. Interesting tactics. Little chip through the middle.
And St. Lucia back on their own line there. I think he thought he was touching that down in his own try zone. That's interesting. If we can get roll back on that one with the replay a little bit, it'd be interesting. The player thought he was going to go touch it down. Wouldn't it be a knock-on? So it's going to be in a Trinidad and Tobago.
I think he thought that the 5-yard line was the try line. He wasn't paying attention and tried to dot it down. Category of disasters. So close. There's a Trinidad and Tobago player down, the one that attempted to score that try. I think he landed at the feet of somebody, maybe took a knock on the way down. They'll need a minute.
And we'll take a minute to make sure this Trinidad and Tobago player is okay, as St. Lucia ended up knocking that on when he thought he was touching it down. So it's going to be a scrum and a great attacking position for the TNT Defense Force. Yeah. After this one, remember, we the Atlantis men versus the Dead Pelicans, the California-based touring team. This should be interesting.
Yes.
Bit of a, Atlantis plays players from all over the place, but they're headquartered, I suppose, in the Mid-Atlantic, sort of around the Washington, D.C. area. That's where they were formed. So a little East Coast, West Coast battle going on.
Yeah, Dead Pelicans, like a bunch of surfer dudes as well.
Yeah. And ball down and going out wide. It looks like it is going to be a try for Trinidad and Tobago. And Kevin Young says, you know what? I can get a little closer. And Kevin Young, the Laventille native, scores a try.
Yeah, that's smart play. Get a little bit closer. Let's see if we can add those 2 points on, and these little things can make a difference at the end of a game. Especially on day 2, where it's always going to be a bit tighter anyway.
That kick is no good. We're at 12-5. No time on the clock here in the first half.
So St. Lucia got a good shove on, but the ball squirted out. And just good, safe hands, gets around the corner, and this was nice. But if you're going to daydream, I'll take advantage.
Ball up there from Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to come back. Our player is in front. It's going to be free kick here for St. Lucia.
There's going to be some direct running from these two teams in this game at some point. As I said, a lot of big boys involved. So when it gets a little scrappy, these guys usually go route one.
Yeah, these guys, and Trinidad and Tobago tried to block that one, but it didn't work. And here comes St. Lucia, and as you pointed out, they're going to go right to the big boys, and the big boys are going to break through. Dwayne Nathaniel from Babonneau touches down a try. Great work by St. Lucia.
He wasn't holding back either. He knew that he's not the fastest man in the world, so he needs to put the pedal down so he can get over that line without anybody chasing him. Good kick too.
And that is going to be our halftime as St. Lucia touches down another one, or Trinidad Tobago.
So squeezing one in right before halftime.
Yep. And we'll be back with second half action in just a moment. We are back for second half action. It just started with a kickoff. Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force took the kickoff there in the navy and red. In the light blue is St. Lucia. They're fighting for the ball right here. 5 points for Trinidad and Tobago, 19 for St. Lucia. So they scored a late try there, and we have a penalty against Trinidad and Tobago to get us started. We have a player who Well, I think just got hit in the nether regions. He'll probably be okay in a few minutes.
Looks a little uncomfortable.
Hurts from up here.
Take a big deep breath, my mind. You'll be right.
Yes. Unintentional there, of course, from this Trinidad and Tobago side, but I think we're going back for a penalty to them once this player's looked after.
I like their new kit. I think I might need to go down there and.
Yeah, it's quite flash, isn't it? It's
I
good.
like it. I think I'm going to go down and swipe one.
Yesterday, if you weren't watching yesterday, Trinidad and Tobago Defence Force had a bit of a sort of camouflage.
Yeah.
Which has
Maybe that because of that
the
law.
man of all nature, the man of all knowledge here, Gavin McLeavy told me is actually illegal in Barbados.
Yep.
to wear camouflage.
Camouflage. Dressed, you know, to dress in camouflage in this country. You get arrested for it. So maybe that's why they changed it.
Yeah. No need to, can't blend in with your surroundings. There's a little change coming on here right now for St. Lucia. St. Lucia to get us started. That's Flavien Gabriel from Ancillary, the Stingers player, is going to just go off for a few minutes. He can come back on. He's been a key part of this team for the weekend. One of their big playmakers.
Is that considered a head injury assessment?
Okay. Yes, we'll go with that. And boom, goes the power, and off goes the run. That's Cletus Joseph from Cicerone. And he left one player in his wake who is not too thrilled with the way this has turned out. A little sideward running here, a little cut back in, and he's across the 22. A chaser is coming on. Yessi Francois couldn't make that one, but he was able to offload it there. We have a second Tobago player getting up slowly, and a penalty.
Letting them go on, he's letting them continue.
Yeah, he's going to let him play. Players getting up slow all over the place
Big
here.
hit right on the line. Good tackle.
Kevin Young was a speedster that made that tackle, but referee's going to whistle this up. We'll see who we go with. There's a player getting attended to for Trinidad and Tobago off your screen, so and a yellow card there against the defense force. So right now, they have 5 players because somebody's getting attended to for injury. Referee, if he notices it, may stop up for a second here. Zavon Augustine has the ball in hand, and they're not going to wait. 7-on-5 here. This should be pretty straightforward, but St. Lucia doesn't want to make it that way and just head straight in, and penalty against for holding it in, and it's Trinidad and Tobago ball, and again, player has obstructed there, and we're going to see a St. Lucia player exit the field as Ethan Phillip from Marisul, a Rogues Club player, also known as Pogba.
It's a lot of penalties in a very short period of
Yes,
time.
it is.
Category of errors, but St. Lucia squandered a massive chance, 7v5, and instead of throwing the ball one way or the other, they're just trying to go down the middle and lose the ball. Foolish.
The direct route coming once again from inside their 22. Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force just bashes one in there. Remember, they're down to 6 players here. We'll see what they can do. They're trying to get a player on the break there. That looked like Shervon Neal from Pleasantville. And a little pass outside, but forward. Hard luck there for Jason John from Sangre Grande, who was hoping to make a big run, but it's going to be a scrum here for
Good attempt, mate. Good effort.
Sangre Grande. I've been corrected. I'm doing my best here.
Is it French? Spanish? Some kind of combination? There you go. There's Tim the Oracle on display.
Absolutely.
Right, that's what happens.
As Cletus Joseph leaves the field and makes way for Mario Chico from Bexon, St. Lucia player. My pronunciation must be okay. Tim the Oracle hasn't corrected me too many times. That might be a first right there. Do what I can. I do what I can. Zavon Augustine knocks that one forward. Trinidad is going to have the scrum. If you're a 7 scrum aficionado, this is the game for you because we've had quite a lot of them inside the 22 here in the last few minutes.
I think both teams feel that it's probably one of their strengths.
Yeah.
So they're both kind of going at it.
They're just keeping the ball tight, so the little knock-ons creep in here. Big power coming in there from St. Lucia. Can they dig this one out? Looks like a little kid's game right now, just barreling around. He's going for the corner. He's taking it away. Ron Eugene, another Babino player. He plays for the Rogues Club. Oh, sorry, he plays for the Stingers. Don't let me get those two mixed up. And he has scored a try here at the Rugby Barbados World Sevens as they extend their lead to 24-5. St. Lucia.
It's been a quiet second half. There's a lot of scrappy stuff and the scrums backwards and forwards. Kick's no good. Looks like he's running out of steam down there. He's tired.
I'll just name him something.
Substituting out right now as we speak.
Substitutes coming in.
No, the kick was no good.
Taking a look at here at Ron Eugene from the Stingers Club, the 28-year-old.
Quick
He
around
turns
the
the corner, yeah. No worries. Touchdown a try here in the famous Kensington Oval, home of the Sixes. And cricket, home of the Sevens this weekend. As we are working on it, a little knock forward there on an attempted offload by the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, and we have another scrum.
They are playing a lot of it inside the Trinidad and Tobago 22. It's resulting in tries at some point, but there is a lot of back and forth. They do find that space because they do focus around the edge of the ruck and the edge of the scrum. There's always plenty of yards on the outside to get around the corner.
And off they go again. They're taking advantage of this man advantage, and they are going to dot down another try. That is number 7, Azizi Francois, another Stinger player. They call him Fish from Babonneau.
Fast like a fish, maybe.
Some fans enjoying the day here in the Cockspur corner here at the Kensington Oval. Attempt at a kick conversion is no good, and we're at 29-5 here. St. Lucia over the Defense Force. We'll take another quick look.
Yep, just gets himself around the corner, draws one in, draws the winger inside, releases the ball. Nice easy walk in for him. Should be nice to kick off.
Yeah, no time on the clock here, so we're in referee's time. We had a little rain this morning, so to speed up some games here, make sure we can get everything in before evening hits here in beautiful Barbados, Bridgetown, main city, as Trinidad and Tobago takes one down. And we are having another scrum, maybe a record.
One last chance for St. Lucia to rack up another set of points. Well played into space. They make that tackle. He's still moving. Did well to stay on his feet as long as he did. Cavalry arrives. Big stretch. Gets it over.
Try awarded. They are moving away with it here. Is a defense is St. Lucia 34-5. Probably be our last kick of the game.
Easily St. Lucia's best game. Not pretty, but the result counts.
And that one just slides under the post. Referee looks at his watch, and that is it for this game. Get ready, get excited. It's Atlantis taking on the Dead Pelicans after this replay and a break. Little stretch out there. Good work. That's the end of this one. We're coming back with the Atlantis men against